The Earth initiation is built on the Golden Dawn's Neophyte and Zelator initiations. First, let's take a look at those initiations, then we can talk about how we have reinterpreted them in our system. This lecture will make more sense if you've watched the knowledge lecture about the Tree of Life. The Earth initiation corresponds to the 10th sphere on the Tree of Life. Other initiations move from this sphere up the tree. However, the Earth initiation descends below the 10th sphere, goes on a journey, and returns to the sphere of the Earth. The Earth initiation requires a set of ribbons in the colors of the planets for each candidate. In the virtual initiations, candidates provide their own or visualize or imagine the ribbons. The initiation also uses cards with the astrological symbols for Saturn, Jupiter, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. These can be simple printouts or can be drawn on wooden squares. In addition, the initiation uses a hoodwink, which can be a simple black pillowcase. This should be placed loosely on the candidate's head so they can breathe. In the Earth initiation, the initiate is hoodwinked for a short time. It's important that people know this ahead of time, so be sure to talk to the candidates before the initiation. Anyone performing these initiations has the full authority to make any changes that will make the experience safe and meaningful for any candidate. If hoodwinking is an issue, you can simply ask the candidate to close their eyes. In the virtual initiation, we ask candidates to pull a scarf or shroud over their heads or close their eyes. The Neophyte initiation is the first Golden Dawn initiation. The story of the ritual is that the candidate has been found wandering in the darkness. The officers call on the neophyte to quit the night and seek the day. The idea is that the psyche of the candidate is chaotic and not yet well ordered. The initiation lays a pattern on the temple floor, then the officers walk the candidate around the pattern to structure the candidate's psyche. It's not the officers who do the work, but the god forms the officers are carrying. We'll talk about god forms in another video. In the Zelator initiation, the candidate is introduced to the four directions and brought into the temple of the 10th sphere. Our Earth initiation takes the candidate on a journey and brings them into the temple of the Earth in the same ritual. Polarities in the Western magical tradition have specific values. Darkness and night are equivalent to chaos and also to negativity, while light and order are positive. Dark and light are often equated with black and white, evil and good, and this equation has racist roots, which is a good reason to recast the terms. The Order of the Sisters of Seshat treats darkness and light as having equal value. We need the light of the sun, but we also need the nourishing darkness of rest. Both are necessary for the sun to rise in the gold of dawn in the world and in ourselves. In the Sisters of Seshat Earth initiation, the candidate is also found wandering, this time in the watery depths. We understand the Tree of Life to extend roots into the dark waters of noon, the fertile cosmos. The traditional Tree of Life recognizes a shadow tree with distorted spheres which hold the negative energies of the spheres. For us, the shadow tree is a blurry reflection in the waters of noon. These waters are necessary to the tree and to all of existence, so we don't see them as evil. However, they are chaotic, and it's difficult for the human soul to navigate here without a compass. The Earth initiation provides a pathway to order. The candidate is guided from the shadow of Saturn along all the other spheres to the shadow of the moon. The Earth initiation begins, as always, with the temple ritual. Then the officers in the initiation meet in the center of the temple. This is one of the most exciting moments in the Sisters of Seshat rituals. The officers trade places, and the astral temple turns to face not up into the stars, but down into the watery depths. The story of this journey relates the story of the descent of Inanna, which later became the descent of Ishtar. The goddess Ishtar wished to have all the power of the universe. She decided to descend to the underworld realm governed by her sister Ereshkigal. She passed through 7 gates on the descent. At each gate, the gatekeeper required her to give up an article of clothing. This later turned into the idea of 7 veils. At last, Ishtar arrived naked and defenseless in front of Ereshkigal. Her angry sister ordered her to be hung from a hook on the wall like any other dead person. In the Earth initiation, the candidate gives up a colored ribbon at each of the shadow spheres. She is also asked to give up something: the need to understand, the need to control, fury, righteousness, compliance, avarice, despair. This provides an opportunity to meditate and reflect on these actions and emotions. None are negative in and of themselves. Sometimes they serve us well, but sometimes they are the stumbling blocks we need to release to move on. At this point in the ritual, the candidate is standing in the shadow sphere of the Earth. The 10th sphere is the foundation of the trunk of the tree, which rises from there into the cosmos. We think of the candidate as standing just at the boundary between the watery underworld and the manifest or physical world. Ishtar was rescued from the underworld by a faithful friend. We don't act that out here, although if you know the story, all the sisters who are conducting the initiation take the role of that friend. For us, the story of the initiation changes at this point to Persephone's return from the underworld. Persephone, also called Kore or Maiden, was taken to the underworld against her will. Her mother Demeter sought her without rest and moved heaven and earth to free her. While the candidate is hoodwinked, the officers now turn the temple again, returning to the earth temple, which is solidly manifest. There is an energetic click as the temple rights itself. This is also the moment that the energy pattern is set around the initiate. The Hierophant and the Hierus now take the roles of the twin powers of the world, mother and daughter, darkness and light, sister and sister, and bring those powers to the initiate. They establish the balance, which brings the candidate from the watery, chaotic depths to the order of the Temple of the Earth. The officers then stabilize the Earth Temple by re-establishing the 4 pillars of the elements and the directions. The initiate has completed the journey from the underworld to the manifest world, from chaos to order. The initiate is now welcomed as a sister of Seshat. The ritual ends with the closing of the temple. The new sister is encouraged to recreate the Earth Temple herself through visualization, meditation, or a physical altar, and work with the energy of the 10th sphere. The Earth initiation is the first of 5 initiations. The next initiation is the Moon initiation. We hope you are inspired to learn more about Magia Femina and explore it yourself and with your friends. Remember to subscribe to be sure to catch our new videos.